Hello, my dear students. I welcome you once again to this current video lecture. In the last lecture, we completed one important theory from the chapter that is called as the interionic attraction theory, in which we studied the Debye-Hackl-Onsager interionic attraction theory. In that theory, we studied the two different important effects. The first effect is called as the asymmetric or relaxation effect, and the second effect was electrophoretic effect. Now, after that, in the current lecture, we have to study the simple definitions of some important concepts from this chapter, and after that we have to take some numericals. So, first up all we are going to study some simple definitions or concepts from the chapter. So, the first important concept is fugacity. What is meant by the fugacity of a particular substance? So, that we have to study first. So, this fugacity can be expressed in with the symbol that is a capital F. So, this is a stands for fugacity. So, as far as this definition of this fugacity is considered, so the definition for this fugacity is the escaping tendency, the escaping tendency the escaping tendency of a substance, the escaping tendency of a substance from one state, from one state, one state into another, into another state, into another state is called as fugacity, is called as fugacity of a substance. So, this is the first important concepts from the chapter, that is a fugacity. So, as far as the fugacity of a substance is considered, so it is nothing but the escaping tendency of a substance from one state into another state. So, that is the fugacity of a substance. So, what is the meaning of this fugacity? So, whenever we consider any substance, suppose if we consider a substance from solid state, and if we want to convert this compound from solid state into the another state, so that particular tendency of a substance, that is nothing but the fugacity. The second important concepts from this chapter is called as the activity. Second important concept is a activity is there. Now we have to look towards what is by the activity. So the activity of a substance is defined as the activity of a substance, the activity of a substance is defined as is defined as the effective concentration of as the concentration effective concentration of non solvated molecules, of solvated molecules. So this is the activity of a substance is nothing but the effective concentration of solvated molecules, or it may be defined in another way as the ratio of fugacity, the ratio of the ratio of fugacity, the ratio of fugacity of a substance, of a substance in a given state, in a given state to that of fugacity of substance to that of fugacity of substance in standard state in a standard state in a standard state is called as activity is called as activity. So these are the two important definitions for this activity. So first definition is nothing but the activity of a substance is defined as the effective concentration of the solvated molecules. Whenever we consider the molecules in a solution state, so how it is get solvated by the solvent molecules. So that effective concentration of solvated molecules is nothing but the activity of a substance, or in other way we may define this activity as it is the ratio of fugacity. We have to take into consideration fugacity of a substance. So the ratio of fugacity of a substance in a given state to that of fugacity of a substance in a standard state is called as the activity. Means we have to consider fugacity of a substance at a two different state. One is a its given state, and second is that its fugacity in its standard state. So that ratio is nothing but the activity. The next important concepts from the chapter is called as the activity coefficient. The next important concept is a activity coefficient. Activity coefficient. Now we have to look towards what is meant by this activity coefficient. So activity coefficient is defined as activity coefficient is defined as the measure of extent as the measure of is defined as the measure measure of extent to which ion or molecule to which ion or molecule departs from departs from the ideal behavior from the ideal behavior. So this activity of a substance is defined as the measure. It is one type of the measure of extent to which an ion or molecule departs from the ideal behavior. Means in a short we can say that as far as the ideal behavior of a molecule is considered, how a given molecule get departs or get vary from the ideal behavior of a molecule, then that is called as the activity coefficient of a molecule. So these are the three important concepts from the chapter. First is a fugacity. So what do you mean by this fugacity? So fugacity is nothing but the escaping tendency of a substance from one state into the another state. That's simply called as the fugacity. Second is called as activity. So what do you mean by this activity? So activity is defined in a two different ways. So activity of a substance is nothing but the effective concentration of the solvated molecules. So that is nothing but the activity, or in other words we may define this activity in terms of the fugacity of a substance in a two different state. So the ratio of fugacity of a substance in a given state to that of the fugacity of a substance in a standard state. So that is called as the activity of a substance. And finally the last important concept is activity coefficient. So activity coefficient is nothing but the measure of extent to which an ion or molecule departs from the ideal behavior. So these are the three important concepts from this chapter. Now, after studying these particular important concepts, now we have to take some simple numericals from this chapter. So, the first important numericals we have to take here on the calculation of the transport numbers, how these transport numbers can be calculated, that we have to study with the help of the two simple numericals. So, the first important numerical is the ionic mobility of cations and anions are 1.8 into 10 to the minus 4 and 2.1 into 10 to the minus 4 centimeter per second. Calculate the transport number of the anion. So, this is the first numerical on the calculation of the transport number of one of the ion, that is called as the anion. So, in order to solve this particular numerical, in the first step we have to write the given, what is the given data, what is the given from this numerical. So, first of all, the important given from this numerical is the ionic mobility. First is a ionic mobility, ionic mobility of cations. Ionic mobility of cations is nothing but the, its, we can say its absolute velocity, that is a V plus, is equal to. So, absolute velocity of this cation is equal to 1.8 into 10 to the minus 4 centimeter per second, and second is the ionic mobility of anions. Ionic mobility of anions is nothing but the, its absolute velocity of anions is equal to 2.1 into 10 to the minus 4 centimeter per second. Now, these are the two given data for this numerical, and from this we have to solve, or we have to calculate the transport number, that is a T minus of anion. What is the T minus of this ion? So, in order to calculate this transport number of anion, we have to use the given equation. So, we have an equation, that is T minus, that is transport number of anion, is equal to its absolute velocity of anion divided by summation of absolute velocity of cation plus absolute velocity of anion. So, if we substitute the values for this term, so we know the value for this absolute velocity of anion, it is a 1.8 into 10 to the power minus 4 divided by the absolute velocity of cation is equal to, sorry, this absolute, we have to write the absolute velocity for this anion. So, it is nothing but the 2.1, right here, 2.1 into 10 to the minus 4 divided by absolute velocity of cations, it is a 1.8 into 10 to the minus 4 plus second is a 2.1 into 10 to the minus 4. So, just we substitute the value for this each and every term from this equation. This is the absolute velocity of anion, and this is the summation of absolute velocity of cation as well as the anions. So, if we solve this particular simple equation, finally we get the transport number of anion, that is the T minus, is equal to 0.53. So, this is the transport number for this anion by using the two different values, that is the absolute ionic mobility or absolute velocity of cations and absolute velocity of the anions. So, from this we get the transport number for this anion is equal to 0.53. So, this is a very simple numerical in order to calculate the transport number of the anions from the given absolute ionic velocity of cations and anions. After this, we have to take the second numerical on a same concept, that is a determination of transport number. So, this is the second numerical. So, what is given in this second numerical? If the ionic velocity of cations and anions if the ionic velocity of cations and anions are 5.77 into 10 to the power minus 4 and 6.33 into 10 to the minus 4 centimeter per second, evaluate the transport number of ions. So in this case, what is the given? In this case, again we have to first write down the given. So again, the ionic velocity of ions are given. So we know that ionic velocity of ions, that is the ionic velocity of cations, is equal to, that is V plus is equal to, what is the value for that? It is a 5.77 into 10 to the minus 4 centimeter per second. Second is a ionic velocity of anion, that is equal to 6.33 into 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter per second. So these two values of ionic velocity of cations and anions are given, and from this we have to calculate transport number of cation and transport number of this anion. So these are the two different values we have to calculate from this given data. So in the first step, we have to calculate transport number of this particular cation. So we know the equation for transport number of cation, that is a T plus, is equal to the ionic velocity of cation, that is a V plus, divided by summation of ionic velocity of cation plus ionic velocity of anion. Now if we substitute the values for these terms, so it is equal to, value for this V plus is equal to 5.77 into 10 to the power minus 4 divided by 5.77 into 10 to the power minus 4 plus the value for this ionic velocity of anion is a 6.33 into 10 to the power minus 4. Now, so these are the values for each and every term in a given equation. So if we solve this equation, finally we get the transport number for this cation is equal to 0.47. So this 0.47 is called as the transport number of the particular particular cation from the given equation of ionic velocity of cations and anions. Now in the second case, we have to solve now or calculate the transport number of the anion. So this is a T minus is equal to ionic velocity of ion divided by summation of ionic velocity of cations plus ionic velocity of the anions. Now again we have to substitute the value for these terms. So it is equal to, value for this absolute velocity or ionic velocity of anions is equal to 6.33 into 10 to the power minus 4 divided by 5.77 into 10 to the power minus 4 plus 6.33 into 10 to the power minus 4. So these values we have to take in the given equation, and from this, if we solve this equation, we get the value for this transport number of anion is equal to 0.52. It is a 0.52. So we can say here, if we take into consideration the absolute velocity of cations and anions, from this we may calculate here transport number of either cation or the transport number of both the cations and the anions. So this is a very simple method to calculate the transport number of cations and anions with the help of their ionic velocity of cations and anions. So this is the second type of the numerical based upon the same point, that is the calculation of the transport number. So in this way we solve here the two numericals based upon the same concept, that is the calculation of the transport number with the help of the ionic velocity of the cations and anions. So in the current lecture we studied here the two different aspects. One is called as the important concepts from this chapter. So we studied here the three important concepts that are important as far as this chapter is considered. So that three important concepts are, the first is called as the fugacity of a substance, second is called as the activity of a substance, and third is called as the activity coefficient of a substance. And in the last part we solve the two different numericals on the calculation of the transport number of cations and transport number of the anions. So in this way we completed the maximum portion from this chapter, that is the electrolytic conductance. The remaining numericals you have to solve as a exercise. If you have any queries or any problem regarding this numerical solving or regarding any concepts or any point from the chapter, we can ask it. So with this we completed this chapter, that is electrolytic conductance. In the next lecture we will start the last remaining chapter from this physical chemistry syllabus. So with this, today I stop here. Thank you so much.